Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. It's August the 13th, and we're looking at 2 Corinthians in chapter 3, where Paul is speaking about his ministry, and he begins by a number of questions. He says, do we begin again to commend ourselves, or need we, as some others, epistles of commendation to you, or letters of commendation from you? Now, in the times of the early church, it was customary for visiting believers to take with them a letter of introduction. A letter of introduction was always good for people that were strangers, so that they might be introduced correctly and properly. And some of the letters that we have in the New Testament are actually in themselves letters of introduction or letters of commendation. But the Corinthian church had become so estranged from Paul that some had even muted as to whether Paul would need to have a letter of commendation himself. So he says, do I need to bring a letter to introduce myself to you? You see, letters of commendation were always letters between two people that knew each other, but about a third party that was unknown. That's the point. That's the point of a letter of commendation. Paul says in verse 2, and this is my password, he says, you are our letters of commendation, written on your hearts, known and read of all men. It's a rather strange thing when we even contemplate the idea that the evangelist would need to have his converts write a letter of commendation for him. And it's an even more strange thing for an evangelist to have a letter of commendation to introduce him to his own converts. That makes me smile when I think about it. And so Paul says, you are our letter. You are our epistle. And of course, in the Apostle Paul, there were lots of things about the Apostle Paul to be commended to people, but certainly he didn't need a letter of introduction to his own converts, not anymore. They knew him well, and everything about his life and his ministry and his teaching was written in their lives, written large in their hearts. Paul wouldn't need to be introduced to them again. So there's my thought for the day, and I trust you're having a good day and wish you all well, and look forward to talking to you again tomorrow morning. God bless you. Bye for now.